Okay, so this one is for my buddies with Bitwig. I set up this loop to show off a plugin that I really like. It's my favorite Echo plugin so far. But before I do that, I feel like there's some nice stuff going on in here. Uh, there's not really any processing on the drums besides this scoop. Here's our loop. Goes like that. I have this Arp on an OBXD preset of mine. This little scoop helps this wind fit. This is playing the chords. This is really nice. Now I have a random modular. Now I have a random module modulating the transposition of this step. There we go. It's just playing a random note or a random chord. Now I want to make sure that's in key, or else it sounds like this. So I put a key filter on there. Something to note is this is playing triplets. So I have 12 steps that goes through one whole bar. And then I turned off shuffle. It's kind of hard to get shuffle to sound good with the triplet arpeggiator setting. At least I haven't yet. I do try. When you're entering in triplets, I recommend having this kind of velocity pattern or gate pattern. This kind of thing is easier if you've played an instrument to feel out. Like if you've played triplets, you could say play this triplet harder than this, and then it would have a different effect than if I played this triplet softer than this. There's really not a right way to do that. It's just about the power that you want behind your rhythm. I like how you can adjust the global velocity here. It's nice. Alright, moving on from simple arpeggiating. My Sega bass, yeah, Sega bass fishing. I've been trying to modulate my 808 pitch shifting with an ADR or an ADSR here, but recently the bend has been getting me exactly where I want, way faster. This is in tune. I see a lot of unneeded disrespect towards the Bitwig Distortion plugin. If you hate this thing, you just don't know how to use it. Its default setting does usually sound like crap on almost everything you put it on, but here is the 808 with Camel Crusher. Without, and distortion. Yeah, this is nice. Like, if you don't think this is a nice distortion plugin, you haven't used it. When it loads up, this is horrendous, right? If you judge it based on this curve, you need to hit the textbook. Let's use both. Maybe. I like it. Wins. This is a cool preset. It has these composers' names on there. It shifts the way the plugin works with chords and arpeggios. You can turn them on to get some different rhythms. Right? I like that. This might not fit. I really like Sawtee, so as soon as I saw this plugin and all these macros, I was like, oh, I'm using this one. Like, it's pretty much the only way to make artistic decisions sometimes. So let's play it all together. Processing. That's about it. Okay, I know I have some people who want music theory, so let's talk about the theory going on real quick. I started writing one of these chord progressions, this one. Well, it's all one progression, but I started with these 4 bars, and really I just did this to make a YouTube video, so I went with a 1, 4, 6, 5, I believe. Got the 1, here's my 4, so this is a 1, a 4, here is my 6. We are in E flat minor, by the way. So here's my 6, and then 5, right? But then this 3 here kind of mixes up the situation and adds some uncertainty moving into this 5th bar. So I repeated the process, except here. There's the 5th in the bass, and then I am playing, oh, sorry, that is a 4th. So that is the 7th. And then the 7th relative to my 5th, a minor 7th. And then we have the octave. And then it goes back to 1. So this is a more solid 5 chord than this would be, and you could even debate that this is a 3. Because it is 3, skip the 4, there's the 3 of my 3, there's the 5 of my 3, and there's the 7 of my 3, making this a major 7 chord. But when I composed it, I was working off of this, and then I added a 3 in the bass for some voice leading. So like, it really doesn't matter what you call it, because now you can get different stuff out of it. Like, I can treat this as 2 different chords, right? This is all pentatonic except for this note right here. This is the 7 of the 3, but it's also the 5 of the 5, right? Again, turn it off. All right. This is the 7th of the major 3rd chord, but it's also the 5th of the 5th. If I wanted more certainty, I could say do that. But that's kind of boring. And this is just a third. Like, I hear people complain about having the third in the bass, which, first off, what's being played in the bass right now? That is a 7 and a 5. So, like, you're fine. That's really harmonic. You can see how we have this fifth here, this fifth chord here, with the third in the bottom, the minor third. And then the same fifth chord here, but it's a shell voicing and it has a seventh in the bottom and the octave up here. The ambiguity from this is responded to. This also has its own sense of ambiguity, but like this is being played, but this isn't. Like these two notes were being played in this iteration of the bar. And then here, this is being played up there, so it still follows. Instead of going. And then, as I said, we're taking this and moving it up. But there's still this big, like, we just pretty much played every note of the scale except the one and the sits. Just in those two chords, we played every note of the scale except the one and the sits. Then there's three chords between it. Here's the sits, here's the one. Those are the notes that are being voice led. And then the scale is just being completed here and here, but over time. So it's like, what is that? Oh, that's what it is. But if I just played all 8 notes, that'd be fucking hideous. It's like you'd be hitting someone with too much information. You need to draw it out, even though they might be a little confused here. You bring it back around. Fill in the gaps. Okay, let's talk about these wins. I call them nerd wins because of these composers down here. They satisfy the nerdy side that people don't seem to want to hear about. If you know anything about electronic music, old devices had like this chord memory mode. It's essentially multi-note in Bitwig. Put it up here. So I'm just going to choose a preset. We'll choose a minor ninth chord. I like those. I like minor ninths, minor sevenths. Work really well for this retro jungle-y sound. Turn off T filter. You could leave T filter on. But that's kind of not the point because you're going for this jazziness, and that's why T filter isn't on here, because I'm going for this jazziness pretty much. It's not the minor ninth chord that's making it jazzy. It's the fact that as we move the minor ninth chord up and down, it's just going to be a chromatic progression. That's what they're called. Yeah, chromatic progression. Words are nice. Right? So, you know that sound. Yeah, I like that. I love that. It's fun. It's cliche. It's a little dorky, but I like it. So here If we ignore the automation, it's just playing 1s and 5s. And so let's put on a metronome. Quarter notes. What's going on? Is it... What the fuck? God damn it. What am I looking at? Okay. Yeah, so I don't understand how this device works at all. Someone's a really smart musician. Someone probably put a lot of care and love into this device. I appreciate it. They are definitely a nerd though, and I am a nerd with them. So you can see how I'm letting this device play whatever notes that it wants, and I'm hoping that it comes out of key just a little bit, that it shows me something interesting, right? It doesn't always work out that way. Let's get weird. Let's try putting it in the middle of that. Yeah, stuff like that's really fun. You gotta let the device teach you. In order to get it to fit, sometimes you have to explain what's happening harmonically, not technically, on a sound design level. Some of you might have noticed there are no stereo effects on this. That's because that's what I'm preparing for. My favorite plugin so far this year has been the Stardust 201 Tape Echo. It has a Boss CE chorus attached to it. Those are wonderful. It has a reverb, it has some sculpting. I've been using this too much. Like a lot of times when I've been testing my mixes in my car and stuff, I've been having to like go, oh, yep, stupid me, too much tape echo. And then like that's on my notes, like roll back on the tape echo, fade in the tape echo, stop being an idiot with the tape echo. Because the tape echo is really, really, really nice. And you can make a space tapey echo in Bitwig, but the Roland tape echo is a cultural thing. This is like $20 to $30 depending on when you get it, by the way. That's it for the Bitwig portion. If you'd like to see me stereoize this track, or if you'd like to hear me talk about this tape echo, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and stay in tune.